Hey up, I'm Nathan Human and this is, well, the last episode of the Biscuit Reviews. Yeah, this was going to be a review of Transit by Rachel Cusk and the Netflix show Adolescence. And I'm taking it as a sign rather than just a coincidence that I ended up watching and reading these both in the same week or so. They're both astonishingly good and far more than entertainment. And they made me admire the craft and skill that elevated them both above their mere forms. I'll mention a little bit more at the end why this is kind of the last episode, and it will be a bit clearer why these are briefer than normal reviews. Firstly, Adolescence. What an astonishing TV show, and I'm struggling to think of one that managed to be such a staggering technical achievement as well as being such an emotional story that did a public service. The story told by Stephen Graham and Jack Thorne of a family and the 13-year-old son who is arrested for killing a girl at his school has caused such a stir that it is being mentioned in Parliament and has sparked debate among parents and families and led to a flurry of articles providing a guide to what emojis really mean when used by teens on social media. Each episode is shot in one continuous take with the camera never cutting away or giving us a break. And this is no mere gimmick as it helps immerse us in the story and be up close and pinched into the presence of every action. It also means the actors build up their emotion like they would in a stage play and we are right there in it. Lots of viewers saying they wanted a final conclusion and to hear from the perpetrator, but there are no easy answers. It's uncomfortable, unflinching, and is the type of show we seem to be missing in the algorithm-led production line of identikit content. This is a show I will go back to again and again. Transit by Rachel Cusk reminded me of wandering the galleries at the Musée d'Orsay, and maybe not completely understanding everything, but being moved and feeling connected. Her writing is sparse at times, but elegant and pointed. One line just stuck in my head and I had to go back and reread. Maybe people run marathons, I said, to exercise their fantasies of running away. It's so simple, it's so brilliant, it conjures up so much. Reading this book was a lot like people watching, but also earwigging on what they're saying, as pretty much the whole book is told through a series of conversations. Faye is divorced and has 2 young sons, and she has moved back to an area of London where she once lived with a previous partner, and buys a dilapidated house to renovate whilst the children stay with their father. And from there we are a fly on the wall as she talks to her builders, an Albanian whose daughter only speaks English and whose wife only speaks Albanian. Her previous partner? It's strange, he said, that you always changed everything and I changed nothing, and yet we've both ended up in the same place. And with 2 writers of memoirs at a literary festival, and then with old friends who seem to be changing their lives cosmetically but maybe not materially, or internally. The book achingly conveys the transition of ideas, emotions, stars, and phases of life and relationships. Like the Earth, we are all spinning, tilting, and orbiting on a path that has phases that we may not feel in control of, but we can own our story. We can own how it is told. I am easily influenced by TV, films, and books. After a storyline in Friday Night Lights, I quit drinking for a year and reset my relationship with alcohol. After reading this book and then watching Adolescence, I need to transition from writing about other people's creative work to creating my own again, and I have missed producing and writing. Thanks to those who have listened to the podcast and read the reviews and shared them and said nice things. It's massively appreciated. The website will stay there as I might do some one-off special episodes with guests about pop culture, and also the domain's already paid for. Anyway, hopefully I will be sharing some new writing with you soon, and you might be able to tell me what biscuit it is worthy of. So my final biscuit rating? Well, for both of these, Rachel Cusk's Transit and Adolescence on Netflix, I'm going to award them a new biscuit I've tried. McVitie's Signature Chocolate Caramel Biscuits. Rich, unique, and you want to savour every last bite. Thanks for listening. I'm off for a brew and a bicky. Ta-ra.